Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the second session of Chapter 3 Indian Constitution. Now, in Chapter 2 Indian Constitution, what I did in the last session, I'll discuss with you in brief first and then I'll move towards the second session. In the last session, I dealt with you about what is Constitution, Preamble, Constituent Assembly, and makers of Indian Constitution. So, in brief, I'll be discussing about what we'll be doing in this session of today. Today, in this session, I'll be discussing about Constitution again and the main aspects of the Constitution. So, it will be like first I'll discuss with you about the central government in particular, what is central government and how the power is distributed, and then I'll be dealing with the salient features of our Indian Constitution. So salient features basically like democratic rule, what is democratic rule, secularism, what are the important aspects of secularism, republic, and federal state. So why India is called a federal state, what are the important aspects of federal state. So that will be the discussion in today's session. So you can take important notes, and yes, you can also note down some of the important new concepts that I'll be dealing with you today. And it's going to be very useful even for your future reference. So make sure that you listen very carefully and take notes for this session. So I'm sure you all are excited for this session to learn something very new. So let's get started for this session. Central government, which is also called as union government. The three branches of the union government are legislative, executive, and judiciary. So the task of legislative is to make laws, executive is to implement the laws, and the task of judiciary is to interpret the laws. Now these three branches are charged with different responsibilities, but the Constitution also provides a fair degree of interdependence. In the legislative branch, Parliament is the supreme legislative body. It comprises of two houses, that is lower house and upper house. The president is also part of the parliament. So in legislative branch, Parliament plays a very important role. It helps in making law. The both houses, that is lower house and upper house, equally plays an important role in making laws. Now the laws which are made by Parliament applies to the entire nation. So in legislative branch, Parliament plays a role in making laws, and after the laws are being made, it is the duty of the executive branch to implement the laws. So the next is executive branch. In the executive branch, it is a prime duty of the Prime Minister to make sure that the laws are properly implemented, executed well. Now under executive branch, President, Vice President, Prime Minister and Council of Ministers play a very important role. Prime Minister in particular has a lot of responsibilities. He or she has to make sure that the entire work is executed well. So Prime Minister, with the help of Council of Ministers, tries to execute the plans effectively. And the last branch is Judicial Branch. In the Judicial Branch, at the apex of the judicial branch is the Supreme Court, whose decisions are binding on the higher and lower courts of the state governments. So Supreme Court plays a very important role in taking important decisions, and the decisions given by Supreme Court has to be totally followed by all the courts in India. Supreme Court plays a very important role in protecting the fundamental rights of its citizens. So all the three branches are very important in the proper functioning of the country and its administration. Salient features of our Indian Constitution. The first feature of our Constitution is democratic rule. Democratic rule is basically by the people, of the people, and for the people. So in our country, we have a democratic rule wherein each and every citizen has got the power to select its own government. So whoever is above 18 years have got the right to vote and select its own government. So in democratic rule, a government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised by them directly or indirectly
through a system of representation, usually involving periodically held free elections. So, through elections, we can select our own government. So, the entire power is lying in the hands of the people. Any voter of the country can contest an election irrespective of his or her religion, caste, class, or gender. So, anyone can vote independent of any such factors, provided he or she is above 18 years, can vote in the election. So, in democratic rule, the ultimate power is given to the people. The second main feature of Indian constitution is secularism. A secular nation means that the government does not conform to the norms of any particular religion in its system of governance. So, in a secular country, government does not interfere in the affairs of religions, and any one particular religion is also not given any importance. So, governance and religion is kept separate, and there is no particular religion which is given importance by the government, and the terms and condition of that particular religion is not imposed on the governance. So, every religion is kept independent from governance. Secondly, every citizen enjoys the right to follow and propagate the religion of his or her choice. So, every citizen also gets the freedom to follow the religion, whichever religion they are interested in. So, there is complete freedom to follow any religion, whatever pleases whatever pleases the citizen in terms of religion, they are free to follow, and there is no pressure or there is no restriction in terms of religion from the country. Republic. India is a democratic republic country. In India, the government obtains power from people directly or indirectly. Powers are not limited in the hands of a few privileged people. Rather, it is accessible to all the citizens irrespective of their caste, class, religion, etc. So, India is blessed with such a constitution that it gives the power to the people to select its own government. So, every person is given this right. So, people take part in the elections in order to form the government, in order to select the government, and once the process is over, the government rules for 5 years. Now, the power which is given by the constitution is not given only to the rich people, but this power of selecting the government and handing over the responsibility of administration to the government. So, in this selection process, each and every citizen is going to take part and is equally responsible in this process. So, caste, class, religion, any of this factor does not play any role in giving the power to the people. Federal state. A federal government is a system of government that divides the power between a larger central government and the local and regional governments beneath it. Now, in true sense, in federalism, the power is divided between central and state government, but our country does not have true federal state. It is a partial federal state. So, the power is distributed between central government and the local and regional governments. The constitution demarcates the powers of the central and the state governments into different lists of subjects. So, constitution has divided the powers of the central and the state governments, and different subjects have been divided into central and state government. So, 3 different lists has been allotted to central and state, and one more list is for both. One is union list, which is for central government, state list for state government, and concurrent list for both central and state governments. So, the subjects which come under union list, state list and concurrent list has to be taken care by central and state government, and concurrent list is to be taken care by both the governments. Whatever is the condition or whatever is the problem in the given subjects, they will have to look into together in concurrent list. Now, coming towards the end of the session, I'm sure you had great fun in learning something new in this session as well. Now the task for home is to write down the meaning of the following terms. So I've given you 10 words. Please find out the meaning of these following words. And once you do that, you can write down neatly in a book so that you can use this for your future reference as well as for your examination. So please do it sincerely, and I'm sure you can revise this as well. So it's going to be very helpful for you to learn this entire chapter.